So when it hooks in, the keys light up. But over here, what's pretty neat is this is a question mark. If you hit that, it goes to like your search, like your Safari search. If you hit this, it goes back to the home page. This is sound. Turn the sound up or down, and you don't have to go touching the iPad. I do find myself it's kind of wild that when I went on my regular computer, you get into the habit, I'm trying to touch the apps that are in there and the other way around. It's hard to get used to. And that's that one, their keyboard that they have closed. But I don't think it has any support or protection in the back. Am I right? So you're paying $160, and you're still going to have to find a case or something for it if you have it if you drop it. The thing I've got is like a case.
When I went into the Apple Store and looked at this, I asked them about the keyboard, and I noticed finally that it didn't have anything covering the back of the device. And he goes, well, you can get a case for it over there. I said, you mean you need a case? I'm spending $169 for a keyboard already, and now I got to spend a case. So I go over, and they make a silicone back to cover the back of it that works with this. And it's another...
I don't know what it is.
It's either $59 or $79. So now you got another expense to add on. And if you don't want the keyboard, you can buy the back and a cover. They don't make a case like they make for the regular iPads. So you got to buy a back and a smart cover, and a smart cover. One of them's $79 and one's $59. So just to wrap it up, you got to spend another $130 just to protect the thing.
This cover I got at Ollie's for $5. It looks like a book, and it's got places for business cards and brochures and stuff. $5.
The same thing with Five Below. They have them for.
So this has the back and everything.
Oh yeah, it's very similar to. It's actually what I have up there.
Oh, most third-party ones do have a back.
Yeah, back and everything.
Yeah. But it never ceases to amaze me how you walk over to where the cases are, and they are, like he said, $79, $89. It doesn't look like it should be worth that much.
The only real advantage to the Apple keyboard, and if you look at it, I was a little worried because it looks like one of those rubberized chiclet type keyboards, and it is, but the feel of it is like a MacBook Pro keyboard. So what's underneath it works like a regular keyboard. They don't feel mushy. I think they did that for protection against spills and stuff. So it does have that advantage.
It is waterproof.
Yes. And it is, the only other thing I did like about it, although I like the one that Richard has, is it's quite a bit lighter than this other Logitech.
Yes.
Those are the only two.
But it does feel sturdy when you're carrying it. These are the 8 apps. If I have time, I can show you. And they're not explicit to the iPad Pro. So if you have an iPad Air or something, I suppose you can do some of those. But
even though they're not explicit to the iPad Pro, some of these have extra capabilities.
Yes.
Because it's an iPad Pro. Okay, they have versions for the other ones. It's just like when you get an app that works on your phone and an iPad. The phone doesn't necessarily have all the bells and whistles that an iPad one. It's the same thing between the iPad version, sometimes in the iPad Pro version. Going forward, I suspect more and more third-party developers are going to implement things that work better on the iPad Pro or take advantage of the real estate. One of the complaints I've seen is, man, you got this big screen now and all this space between icons. Why don't they allow us to put more icons on the screen? You know, that sort of thing. You know, Apple did, in the last update, allow you to put more in a folder. You know, you can put 4 in a row as opposed to 3, so you have a lot more in folders, but they haven't done anything to the screen yet for the iPad Pro.
I always thought it would be nice if one of the settings was alphabetical order.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you wanted it, and it would automatically go in alphabetical order.
Automatically gather them. What does that?
The other thing too is if you do a search for it, like you would normally search for the app, it doesn't tell you where it's at.
Yeah.
So if you did a search because you wanted to delete that app, it shows up and it opens up, but you can't delete it. And then when you close it again, you still don't know where it's at. So if it did that, that would be a big improvement. Now, this is where I'm at the part where I gotta load individual apps, so if you just give me a minute, hopefully.
You wanna take a little break?
No,
Okay.
it's up to you. I think with that first break, okay, this is maps, and and I did, ooh, now it's gotta go to the web, am I okay here?
I don't know if you are or not.
This is downtown Clown. This is where we might have a problem.
We're on the Guest Network.
It's downtown Cleveland shows up in 3D with the buildings. I'm not seeing that happening here.
Go to your 17.
Oh, wait, here we
It's
go.
just slow, cause it's
Yeah.
The
the
library.
library's Guest
At home,
Network.
it was on almost immediately. So I don't know if I have to
Yeah.
tap or what. That looks like Cleveland Stadium running in the front.
While he's waiting at the load, by the way, he didn't mention, I know the processor's so fast in this, the Touch ID is unbelievably fast.
Yes,
You know, if you have an iPhone 6, I don't know if it's on the 6S, but if you touch it, it takes a second or two for
Yeah.
this. It's like you can almost accidentally touch that button, and it'll recognize your fingerprint to let you into it.
oh, there we go.
Just taking a while.
Maybe if I decrease the size,
Oh, there you go. That was pretty great.
well, at home, and when I'm not on this network, it's immediate, but you see a 3D. And East Ninth is pretty cool, because you can see the building, but I don't know if we're gonna see all that, but as you move around from the various areas, so
Yeah, it is.
this might take up more time than it's worth, but you get the idea, right?
Very good.
Okay, let me go to,
Some cities, they have a thing called flyover tour,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it'll actually, when you click it, it'll actually take you on a airplane view of the city. It'll fly all over the place.
It's amazing.
It's actually very cool.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
here's another program that will demonstrate that, although we might run into the trouble. This is like a travel book, and often what I do is I wander over to the Apple store, and even though I have an iPad or an iPad Pro, you look at the ones they have a demo, because they're the ones that you can look at the neat programs that they have on their screens. Then if you want it, you write it down or take a picture of it or do whatever. But this is like a 3D travel log. And so, let me go back here. And so let's try to go to Egypt. Oh, yeah. Or, okay, that's the Great
Great
Wall.
Wall.
So, and then it, like that, or you could go back if you want to go to the pyramids.
What's that
What's the
program
name of
called?
this app?
Maps?
Airpano. I think it was $4, $3, something like that. It wasn't
Pano.
free. But did you see how fast it went?
Yeah.
Now, why that other one with the maps?
What's the name of it again?
Airpano. I believe it's all one. AIRPANO.
Yeah, it's in the corner, left-hand
But
corner.
if you were teaching school,
Yeah.
what better, I mean, the kids are looking at that, you say, okay, let's take a visit, take a look and see what it's like. And then you can see views from there. So,
Are these all third-party apps or are they Apple apps?
but Apple apps, meaning that when you buy it, it's on it?
No, no.
No, it's
Are they
Apple,
made
it's
by
the App
third-party
Store.
people or- Oh, okay.
My guess is, I don't know.
Third-party?
I don't know, but how do you tell the difference once you have it? I don't know. But I thought that's pretty neat. Like I said, if you were teaching school, it's almost like a trip. I thought like to visit Washington DC, you know how the 8th graders go there when they come back to look at some of those sites, or look at some of those sites before they go. Okay. The next one. Now I'm pressing the keyboard, and you see how it goes back to that? Guess it wasn't that impressive. Has anyone heard of Liquid Text? It's pretty cool. It allows you to load an app that's in Dropbox or Box or wherever you're putting them, or I think you can actually have it some other way, but I'm not quite sure. But this one here is a directions on how to take a screenshot using your Mac. And so I could have used probably 10 different demos here, but over the last few months, there seems to be fewer and fewer people talking about their Macs, and some of you are here that have Macs. So there is a thing here. If I click it, oh, that's not what I wanted. This is an IRS, something about the IRS keeping the, which ones to keep. They don't have it on here.
Click on drop.
Oh yeah, here it is, right here. Okay. Now watch this. I don't know of another program that does this. You're doing a research and you want to take notes. Now, normally at home you might load something, you look at it on a PDF, and then you take notes somehow. But now that I said this, let's see if it works. Okay, here it says your basic Mac screenshots, cheat sheet. So I'm going to hit that, go all the way down to here, and watch what I can do. Now my problem is, okay, come on. Okay, well I got this last part in, but that's okay, you understand. Now watch. Drag it over here, there's my notes.
Oh my.
How about this one? Other ways of taking screenshots. So now I want to put this in my report. So I go down to here.
Is that notes on the right then?
Yes, that's exactly what was highlighted. So I also want this. Now you have to picture this document being 20 pages long, and you want to do a report or something, not just like a little bit that I had there. Don't you think that's pretty neat?
Oh, yeah.
Is there any way to adjust the size of those little notes on the side?
Well, I will show you something.
Okay.
I'm not going to bother being perfect here on the thing. But okay, now I'm going back. If you punch on the note and hold it, wait a minute, no, didn't do that. Come on. Trust me. Oh, see how I tapped it there and it went to the note?
Shows you what it's like.
Where it
Shows you where the note,
came from.
where the note's hiding. And if I tap here, oh yeah, there it shows you where you took the note from. No big deal when it's only a page and a half, but a big deal when you got a 20, 30 page.
Oh, yeah.
Now, over here, one of your options is to mail yourself those notes. Or, I think you can put the notes together. And you can combine the notes somehow, and then it prints out.
There it is.
So you can send just the notes rather than printing all that other stuff out. How easy is that? Pretty nice, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I thought that would be one that you would like to see.
Is that an
I'm not sure.
app? Is that an app, Rich?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
liquid,
it's- Do you recall how much it was?
I want to say $2.99. I mean, I don't want to say it, I'd like to say free, but I think I have to say $2.99.
So what does that open up? Any like PDF files that you can
Yeah,
open up
anything,
in kind of
anything you
files?
have in Dropbox, yeah, I think documents too. But can you imagine like going to like 5 different web pages and just taking, boom, 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 print it out, boom. You didn't put anything down. Now,
Okay.
go to Safari.
I think I fell the other day
Oh,
again.
gotta cut that.
And I'll go to Yahoo. Now, we might be having, yeah, we're having problems with the, might not be able to show you that.
So going through the library, we should just hotspot this in the future.
Is it trying to load it in?
That's what we
Yeah.
do normally with, that's why we have the
Now what is it,
Yeah,
with the
the-
blue line at the top?
Airport Express.
Well, I can show you this. With certain apps, they allow you to have 2 at the same time. So watch this. Pretend there's something that we went to a Yahoo site where there's information. Now if I pull this out, do you see the second one? Now I can go to any app that I want to. These are all my apps that'll work on this. So you click that on and you got both of them at the same time, and you can actually move this. I don't know why I can't right
You have to
now.
have one open, you have to
Yeah,
have it open.
maybe
Click
I-
on the keynote one. It was down there a little ways. You should open up your keynote presentation. There it is.
Oh, yeah, so I guess if you were taking notes, yeah, then I can move it over. So if you were taking notes on the web, now I don't know if you could use that Liquid Note and move the information over to a keyboard, one of those slides, and then correct it or do whatever you needed to when
At
you're
least
done.
cut the page.
I don't know. But trust me, that works. I got two more. Oh,
One of the big advantages to
Something
the
to show up,
style is you
yeah.
get like
Just took a
W-2
while.
forms and stuff sent to you. You can actually sign them and send it back.
yes.
That's a big advantage, being able to sign documents.
That'd be nice.
Otherwise, you're doing it and dropping it in as a picture. You can't sign on the screen and actually send it. You gotta scan it. It's a big song and dance. We're doing W-9s all the time. And they'll let you fill in everything, and there's no way to sign it. So you see, you gotta sign it and then take a picture and send them the picture. It's ridiculous.
I was going to show you picture-in-picture, so I'm just going to have to. Suppose there's a movie showing here, and one of the selections down below is called, it's a little box, but it's picture-in-picture, so if you hit it, that movie will come down here into something about like this size, which allows you to continue on to your Safari or whatever you're working on. And so you can work on it and still have that.
Still watch the movie.
Now,
Yeah.
I suppose if you were FaceTiming that person's picture, I don't know. Maybe
It
that's,
doesn't
We've got
work
a-
with every
we got a
kind of
date.
movie.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't
Is that
work.
an app that came with the iPad Pro, or is that an app that?
It works
It's not
on
an
iOS
app,
9.
that's part of the operating system.
iOS 9, I think so.
Picture-in-picture will work on this
Yeah.
mini.
It just makes it a little easier when you got a bigger screen.
It doesn't work with every kind of video, though. I know it doesn't, it didn't support YouTube, I know when it came out. I know it supports anything you view through iTunes or anything that's in QuickTime. But any proprietary video formats, it doesn't support, at least not yet. Like, you can't do it with Netflix.
Could you show me how it's great?
Sure. But the cool thing about that, if you had I think, I may be wrong about this, but let's say you were, again, I see a lot of this side-by-side stuff good when you're putting together presentations, which I kind of showed when I did my talk, how I used it, even though I don't have side-by-side. But you could be watching a podcast video and have it playing in the corner and be taking notes in a note program while you're watching something. It doesn't have to be taking up the full screen. Because I believe that picture-in-picture video is sizable to a certain extent.
Yes.
And you can put it in any corner you want as well.
Yeah, that's neat.
I'm just going to show you something here. And let me see. Okay, this is War Horse, the movie. And I'm showing this just to kind of demonstrate, hopefully, the speakers.
What program
I'm not in any kind of
Okay.
program. I'm trying to find my sound here, which I might have turned down. But the thing I want to show you
Since
is,
you're sending it to the Apple TV,
It's in the
it
Apple
won't let you
TV.
do it over the
Yeah,
phone.
we'll
It's not
let you
gonna-
do it over this.
no. But I will show you something that in my computers and my other laptop, I was never able to do this. Have you ever watched a movie and you wanted to move it ahead on the screen? It's called scrubbing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And there's always the delay, right? It has to catch up with it. Well, watch this. And I don't need the sound for that, so. Maybe watch this. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. There was no delay at all.
Right.
Isn't that kind of, I think that shows you the power of it. Now, if I move it to here. there
Wow.
it is again. No delay.
What
Now, on the
hap-
new Apple TV, and I don't know if it does it on this one, you can tell the Apple TV to start at
4
the
minutes.
first hour. And if you're watching the Apple TV and you didn't hear what the person said, you can press the button and you say, I didn't hear that, and it goes back 30 seconds or 10 seconds, and you see that scene again.
Can you do that to your spouse?
And yeah, I wish. But the Apple TV also does this scrubbing like that, right away. No delay anymore. And there was
Well,
always,
we'll run Amazon on the new Apple TV.
huh?
We'll run Amazon stuff on the.
What do you think?
Amazon's gonna go on Apple
Don't answer
TV.
the
There was
question, you know the
just this
answer.
morning.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, the Amazon Prime app is going to go on Apple TV.
Because that's been the big
It
rub.
was this morning's
Yeah.
news. I saw.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We'll do it on the old one or just the new one?
I don't know.
I understand.
It's gonna be one of them. Okay, I just wanted, I can't show you the sound, so I'm not so sure, I don't think this next thing's gonna work then either.
Well, if we don't need the video, can you just place, can we disconnect from the
Disconnect
Apple
the video
TV?
for a second.
and
Oh, well, let me show you
play some
let me
sound?
show you the two Photoshop things, and then, I don't know what's gonna
That was a
happen
great
after that.
movie. It's awesome.
While he's doing that, the one thing I did want to mention, the keyboard on the iPad Pro is one thing Apple did take advantage of. When you use it, the software keyboard that appears on the screen, in landscape mode, it's a full keyboard because the thing's the size of a MacBook.
Oh, yeah?
So it has the function keys. You no longer have to switch between the number keypad, keyboard, and the keys keyboard. They're all there. The numbers are across the top. So you might want to consider that when you're considering buying a keyboard, because if you don't type a whole lot, you can use the keyboard on it just like a regular Mac keyboard. It's just so you don't get the feedback. But it's identical and it's full size, and it's much easier to use than the keyboard on even an iPad Air.
This is called Photoshop Express, and you know how those mini apps you buy for your iPad that correct photos and all that? Watch this one. It does it almost